Did you know that 80% of medicines come from forests? Forests promote our health and play a very important role in the prevention of some diseases, according to recent scientific studies. And today I want to share with you the concept of therapeutic forest and what conditions it must meet to have a real impact on our health, and how it can become an element of socioeconomic dynamization of a region. The first thing I would like to clarify is that being in contact with any type of forest already has benefits for our health. There are two important hypotheses to understand the benefits of a therapeutic forest. The first is that of phytoncides, which are a type of substances emitted by trees, effective in preventing cancer and as natural antibiotics. When we inhale these phytoncides while walking in the forest, has an impact on our limbic system at the brain level, which then passes through the blood and has an impact at the physiological level, thus reducing stress and increasing our immune system. The second hypothesis is a small bacterium found in the soil called Mycobacterium vaccae, which has been shown to have a great impact on our immune system. In a study conducted by Dr. Mary O'Brien of the Royal Marsden Hospital in London, it was discovered that this bacterium worked as an antidepressant, improving the emotional quality of life of patients, making them feel more cheerful and with a higher level of energy. Every time you go into a garden, every time you have contact with the soil, every time you eat a vegetable that you have extracted from the soil, you are going to be ingesting this bacterium, and you are going to have all these positive stimuli in your body. But there are a number of forests that have a series of particularities that have demonstrated many more benefits for our health. They are called mature forests. They have trees that can be over 100 years old. Even here where I'm shooting this video, there are species that are over 300 years old. And the older the trees are, the more phytoncides they emit. The more diversity of trees in the forest, the better. It should be a very little disturbed ecosystem and have little or no human action in it. It should maintain a complex ecosystem with a great variety of natural elements, such as fungi, oils and resins, which give off a series of substances that are very beneficial to our health. Ideally, these forests should be located in temperate or warm climates, since the warmer the trees are, the more natural volatile compounds they emit. And in fact, midday is the best time, because that is when trees emit the most oxygen. And it is also better to choose forests that are more... In the last 20 years, the effects of forests on people's well-being have been extensively researched, especially in countries such as South Korea, the United States, Japan, Finland, and Scotland. And I am going to give you a short summary of the wide-ranging benefits to our health according to this research. Let's start with our physical level. The first is the reduction of our stress hormones. Overexposure to stress hormones has been shown to increase the risk of anxiety, depression, and heart problems. It strengthens the immune system, improves sleep, decreases blood glucose levels by up to 40%, decreases pulse rate, lowers blood pressure, brain relaxation. It increases the well-being, the tranquility, and also the vigor of the people, improvement of the mood, improvement of the short-term memory. It favors the clarity of ideas and creativity, improvement of the recovery of people with addictions. When I am asked about my vision of what a therapeutic forest should be like, I always say that a forest is already therapeutic in itself and that all we have to do is to preserve it. But the value of our therapeutic forest projects at Simbiotia lies in the fact that we try to multiply its beneficial effects, and above all in the fact that we try to make it accessible, especially for the most vulnerable people or those with special needs. And I'm going to give you a short summary of the kind of things we take into account when preparing a therapeutic forest project. The first is accessibility. We uphold the United Nations Sustainable Goals of making safe, accessible and inclusive public natural environments accessible to all people. As a consequence of this accessibility, especially for people with physical disabilities, it is important that we develop trails that are accessible to all. It is important that we develop routes that have a low level of difficulty, with a slight physical impact, and therefore with fairly moderate slopes. Although I always start from the basis of intervening as little as possible in the space so as not to disturb this ecosystem we were talking about, I do recommend trying to put some kind of resource that helps to achieve a sensory stimulation of the people who will pass through there. Create different routes that allow us to achieve different therapeutic objectives. We do this type of projects with an integral approach. That is to say, we not only design the space, the routes and the paths, but we coordinate with the administrations and the entities that promote the project to generate a global project that is sustainable and viable. It is very important to think about the type of content of the activities to be promoted. such as forest bathing or shirin-yoku, as it is known in Japanese, or any type of activity that has to do with people's well-being and health. And a very important part that is already being applied in places like the United Kingdom is to link this type of places with the health community, where health personnel can come following a series of protocols to prescribe to carry out this type of activities in places like a therapeutic forest, where they are called green medicine. That is why the creation of therapeutic forest projects is a great opportunity for institutions and private entities to help conserve, on the one hand, forests, to promote the health of people, and to help revitalize and generate wealth in rural areas. In these exceptional times we live in, it is necessary now more than ever to rethink our relationship between people and nature. Thank you very much. Subscribe to this channel if you are interested in this kind of videos, and see you in the next video.